Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. How far can Pittsburgh go with this offense?
That's just hilarious.
It's just like,
how about to the coaching department looking for a new coach? Is that an answer?
like, do they have a chance to win a playoff game with the defense?
Again, like we said, I'm not changing my narrative last week. I'm not going to stumble on it. I'm not going to stumble on it because I said it's for certain. It is. You know, this thing with the Steelers. They're going to give you a tough game, and they might find a way to win it. So they could. If they find a way to make the playoffs, they definitely could. But more than one, more than two, with this team, absolutely not.
No rusher on Pittsburgh had more than 20 yards.
Sounds like a common theme this year, unfortunately, somehow. And if that can turn into a theme, you have a problem. That's the first thing I actually want to talk about is on top of the fact that the pass game is so inconsistent and shaky, the run game is basically non-existent. Bottom 5.
Horrible.
Garbage. O-line is playing atrocious, especially for Steelers standards. The Steelers as a whole, it's such a shock they're even in the situation they're in right now with the standings, with wins. It's a testament to the defense and how scrappy they are. But again, Steelers are in that same situation a lot of teams you talked about where you could keep competing and like compete with this team right now, but they're not even also in the same situation where you have to even like sell everyone off. More than anything, it's just the uncertainty with Kenny Pickett and everything about the situation at QB, right? I mean, that's really what it's coming down to. Let's call it for what it is. I think Steelers fans are still very much like bought in on Kenny P and the future Kenny P. But again, it's like he just more than anything still comes alive more at the end of games. And it's like, you got to show me the first 3 quarters, right? Like Kenny, let's start the game the way we end the game. Still hasn't done that. It's like he shows good stuff, but realistically,
well, he's hurt now.
Exactly. The ribs too. It's definitely not something you want to be dealing with. Tell you as a Saints fan, it can seem like it's getting better, and then out of nowhere it's worse again. It's a tough situation. I'll see moving over to the Jags though.
They're playing with those tiny yellow towels.
Our number 1 seed narrative is cooking.
People. I cannot remember the response on that take, but I'll tell you right now, it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, it never is. Whenever like you talk, whatever you say, like whatever you see the future, it's never going to be good because people aren't going to be able to see it with you,
bro. Jacksonville is really that team.
They can be.
They can be
right
when
now
they want to show
too.
up.
That's as of right now. Like I said, our narrative's looking real good, and that's the thing. Like, it's more than anything. Like, it's how the defense shows up that week. It is because this was the thing too. It couldn't have happened at a better time where George Pickens was just saying how they're a hope defense. That's something I want to address real quick too. That's just George. You are on such a good streak. Like, you're making everybody respect you. You've been having a great year. Stop that clown shit.
Yeah.
Seriously, I like George Pickens. I think he's a good receiver. He's got a lot of great traits about him. He's awesome. You got to love George Pickens. But that is clown shit. You can't be doing that. You can't say, because I've seen it happen as a Saints fan. I've seen some of the receivers, some of the boys, or some running backs do some clown shit before. You get clowned for it. It's not a good look. You don't want to be doing it, especially when you are a good, respectable player. Don't put those targets on your back because now we have to talk about it, right?
Yep.
You can't call them a hope defense and then have them hold you to 10 points. It just can't happen. But that's the thing, is that after getting called out, they show up. This defense, and again, but it's against the Steelers offense. We need to see it against better teams. But we've seen them do it against the Chiefs. We've seen them do it. They can show up, they can play a good defense. It's just about any given week and if they can do it in the playoffs consistently.
Yeah.
But they are a team that can definitely do it. That's why we said it.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of those teams to me like the Bills. I honestly feel more confident in the Jaguars than the Bills. I've always been. I really like the Jaguars. I really like T-Law. I really like their offense. I like Doug Peterson. This is truly a team I feel like can go toe-to-toe with anybody. And if you had me picking the game, I would probably lean Jacksonville.
No, yeah. I mean, well, especially, okay, look, Calvin Ridley back on track, question mark?
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
Evan Ingram, spazzing.
Evan
No Zay Jones this game.
Travis Etienne is playing great too.
Oh.
And to shift over to the defense, because he does not get enough love. Because again, I don't want to butcher his name. I literally was even working at the other day, and now I don't want to stumble on it here.
Oluokun?
But Foyesade Oluokun, yeah, I mean, he's playing at lights out, all pro, one of the best defenders in the league. He's gonna get you like at least 10 tackles a game.
Why don't they go get Chase Young or Montez Sweat? I mean,
well, especially with how I don't. Unfortunately, no Jags fans want to hear, but it's true. With the way that Trayvon has been, maybe a little underwhelming, and he had a sack this game. You love to see, right? But you still want to see it consistently. And I think if you add another guy, maybe you can even rotate Trayvon in. Then take a little pressure off him. Move him around wherever you want. I think it can only benefit the Jaguars. Call it for what it is. There's no way it's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Do you have anything else you want to say on this game, or?
No, yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. This was definitely one of those games though where the Jaguars 1 seed narrative thriving.
1 seed Jaguars.